Well, hi everybody, welcome back to the plot. Just a little video tonight to show you what we've been doing over the last couple of days in the tunnel. Of course, with all the rainfall we've had over the last couple of days, it's been all inside work. So tonight I'm going to finish off this main bed. As you can see, the sweet corn have more or less doubled in size over the last fortnight or last week, so I'm going to finish them off by putting the peas and beans in. And of course, you all know that's the three sisters. We have the sweet corn, we have a butternut squash in the middle, in between, which hopefully will blanket out all the underneath with their leaves and stop the weeds from going up. And the peas and beans down the side of the sweet corn are going to give the nitrogen. Because all peas and beans give off nitrogen, or nitrogen fixers for the soils. So I like to put a couple of beans round the stem of each sweet corn and just try and pull away the bottom leaves of the sweet corn, so you've got a nice stem for the peas and beans to climb up, and they'll be fine. So that's the last of the plant now done in here. The three sisters, as I say. Blue Lake is a good climbing bean, a good French bean. I like to use that every year. And also we have some sugar snap. Now the sugar snap I like to put at the front of the bed because that's the easiest ones to pick, and they can go straight from the plant to your mouth. Lovely, nice and fresh. And that's them ones finished off. Just a couple of peas on each station, round each corn, as I say. Pull the bottom flags away and just make sure there's a nice bit of stem, just enough for the peas and beans to get a hold and start climbing. Right, now that's that bed finished. It's getting a bit hot in here. The sun's absolutely lovely now up the northeast here. As I say, we've had a good bit of rain. Can't complain. All our tanks are full and all our beds outside are nice and wet. So I'll show you around and let you see how our crops are coming on. Right, well, as you can see, we're in the lower tunnel. Our exhibition onions are all in. They're doing really well, although we don't show them much now, but they're still nice to grow. We still need to keep our hand in. The jumbo leeks, they're doing really well. I'm pleased with them. Nice and clean. And as I say, we've got 3 rows of sweet corn in there, interplanted with 10 butternut squashes, which we hope will cover the whole canopy underneath and give her a nice weed-free bed. So yes, we're really pleased with this at the moment. We've lifted the skirt in here, so now we're down to just the net halfway down, which gives us as much fresh air as we need. Keeps the temperature down, and all we're doing is protecting the crops underneath from the heaviest of the rains. So that's that one. Right, I've left one basket up there because I've had quite a few people on my site asking about strawberries, how we grow us, and what steps we take. Well, we do a 3-year rotation with our strawberries, inside and out. So the ones in the baskets would have been last year's rooted cuttings. But and a couple more programs down the line, I hope to take you through the steps which we take every year. As I say, we'll rotate the crops every year. We'll never have any more than 3-year-old. After 3-year-old, they go to the compost bins or they get given away to friends who are looking for stock plants for next year. So we'll just pop outside and I'll show you what we've been doing with the main strawberries. Now these are the old boys. These are pensioners, we call them, in the buckets. These are 3-year-old. Now these are finished now. We're finished with them. So they'll go. They'll be given away to friends for stock plants or for to build up their own. Now these ones are the baskets. These are exactly the same as the one inside there, but these have been cleaned down, nice and clean now. They're on a tilt because there's no holes in these bags, and we like to control the watering inside so we don't have any holes in the bags, and that way we don't waste anything. We have no seepage whatsoever, so when we're feeding the feed goes directly to the plants and it's never wasted. But these are looking really nice. They're nice and clean. They've had no sprays. All I've done with these is cut back all the old runners, all the old fruit and stalks, and give them a little bit of nitro chalk. As you see, they're getting nice and green and really stiffening up. That's the effects of the nitro chalk. So it's feeding the plants and giving them a good root system. The runners are starting to come on now, which is where we like to take our runners from first year plants. And you can see them coming on there, a bit like Bob Marley on a bad hair day. Plenty of strands there. But in a fortnight's time these will be absolutely covered with runners. So we'll begin the task of rooting and taking cuttings for next year's harvest. Or for next year's basket harvest, I should say. Once these are finished rooted and the cuttings are taken off, all these plants will be taken out and put up into these pots, which is our second year pots. And then once the second year pots are finished, they'll go into the pensioner pots, the big black ones. And then after the 3 years, they'll be discarded. And we'll carry on this policy every year. These are some of the pots I've already potted up. These are last year's second year pots, so they're now into the final pot. They're nice and clean. All the old runners have been taken off, all the old leaves, and even these are starting to produce a few runners now. As with the other ones, all these have had is just a little bit of nitro chalk, tidied up, weed free, and these will sit here all summer now. As I say, we'll just keep an eye on them. No spraying is necessary. Maybe there's a little bit of soft soap if they don't get any bugs on them, but we'll keep our eye to them. Well pleased with them for the time being, as I say. Right, into the big tunnel now. The heat in here is absolutely terrific. I come in last night with the camera and unfortunately it steamed up within 5 minutes. It was like fog in the Tyne, so I had to come out. Well, melons are doing terrific. I've just taken a bale of straw, just taken delivery of that. So these will all be strawed up this weekend, right along the centres. As I say, the runners are coming on them now. So we'll set the runners across on the straw and hopefully let a couple of the flowers fruit. I like to try for about 4 melons per plant, which is quite ample for these. Once again, a few comments about our tomatoes and how we grow them. Well, tomatoes are one of the easiest plants to grow. We think so anyway. Just taking a bit of time, a bit of patience, get a good young plant grown. We like to use deep beds for the tomatoes. As I say, they're now up to 3 trusses and they're growing really well. Interplanted with marigolds, and that's all the pesticides we need. Of course, it's keeping the white fly free. We use sticky traps which are hanging there. By next month they'll be covered. So these do the job fairly well. If we do get any problems, we'll use a soap spray on them. Soft soap, soapy water, and give them a good spray with that, and hopefully that'll keep the aphids at bay. For the moment, these Moneymaker are doing fantastic. They've got lovely tomatoes on, well setting. We're up to 4 trusses now. We'll probably let these go until about 6 to 7 trusses before we stop them. Now, a lad on the other night wasn't getting any fruit setting. So, what we like to do is just to give our canes a shake. A gentleman in the States likes to spank his tomatoes, but that sounds a bit brutish to me, with whatever turns them on. But we like to give our canes just a good shake. And that releases the pollen from the trusses, the top trusses, down to the bottoms, and make sure they're all fertilised. If you've got flowers in the tunnel, you're going to get enough insects and enough flies in, hopefully, which will pollinate them by itself. But if you just go along, giving your plants a good shake, then that should do the trick. caning, spanking or shaking your tomatoes, whichever way you want to go. Now these are our tumbler tums. Absolutely fantastic. We're about a good fortnight ahead this year. Yes, we are still in the northeast of England, Dave, mate. And they're doing really well this year. A couple of lads commented on them on my site the other night about how to grow them. These are one of the easiest tomatoes to grow. Just the same as the ordinary standard tomato, but with these there's no pricking out and there's no side shooting or anything. Just let them grow on, let them come out, and then if they get too heavy you can always take a couple of the side shoots away. But for me, they're fantastic to grow. Windowsill, conservatory, or just on a narrow shelf in the greenhouse. That's where we like to grow ours. So, looks like we're going to have a few toms for our salad this weekend. As I say, I've just taken a bale of straw. That's going to do for our melons and our outside strawberries. Now these are fourth crop of strawberries. These have been outside and they're just finishing off now. There's still quite a few on there, quite nice ones on. They're nice and healthy, them plants. As I say, these have been outside since March, so they're just starting to fruit away now. Sprouts are doing really well. Must get the covers on this weekend. Once again we'll give them the spray. Soapy water, just make sure there's nothing on before we put the net over. With all the rain we've had this week, we've never really bothered because there's been no butterflies out, none whatsoever. So we're pleased with them. Our strawberries outside, and once again we use a 3-year cropping system. One bed, and the strawberries are usually in here for 3 years. Now these plants are 2nd year old. As you see, there's some really nice big strawberries coming on there. So what we're going to do here, we're going to straw along both sides this weekend to keep the slugs off. The birds can have a little bit peck. We never net these, same as with raspberries. We don't net them. They're coming on really well. The bees are loving the flowers on there. So yes, we're well pleased. We have been cropping the greenhouses. We've had lettuce, tomatoes, our Japanese onions. Well, they speak for themselves. Absolutely fantastic. We've been getting some really nice onions out of these, and they're absolutely fantastic to taste. Really nice. We can take them as we need them, because we're in the crop with 2 rows of carrots. So we can just work our way along the rows, taking what out we need and leaving the carrots in. Hopefully to deter the cabbage root fly, or the carrot root fly, sorry. But yes, they're coming along really well. We're well pleased with them. After the last of the rains, we've given them a really good drink. These are our new canes, new raspberry canes that are coming away from the plant, the mother plant. Now we're going to cane all these up. We're going to take all these canes and make a new bed at the end there, towards the end of this year. As I explained earlier on, the mother bed, which has been in there 8 years, is going to come out. We'll dig all that out. It's getting a bit old now and it's not sending up so many shoots in the centre, so I think we dug it out and replaced it. These are some onions. They're just about starting to come through. Another row of carrots, interplanted with a row of beetroot, which I'll have to get started on this week and get them thinned out. Alright, back onto the strawberries again. And these are the 2nd year ones that were potted up from the baskets last year. And these are the ones that's going to go into the black buckets for next year, for their 3rd year, and then they'll be thrown away. These just need a good cleaning up. You see they've been well cropped. We've had a fantastic crop of some of these. They've got a few runners on. I'm not really bothered about the runners on these ones because they're 2 year old. As I say, I like to take the runners from the 1st year old plants. So they're nice and healthy, nice and fresh. And then we'll think about getting our pathways cleaned up. We've still got the last of some of the crops sitting here. Dahlias, chrysanthemums. these will have to be planted out this week. The 2 pine berries, the white strawberry for next year, are doing really well. Plenty of runners coming on there, so I'm hoping to get about six runners of each plant will be fine. That'll give me 14 plants for next year to start with, and then I can crop from there. But them runners are absolutely fantastic, nice and strong. But I'll explain within the next couple of weeks. We'll go through step by step how we deal with our strawberries. In the meantime, I'm just happy to keep on cropping, as I say. A lot of work to do on the pathways, but we should get there within the next couple of weeks. And of course, the added bonus is a little bit of fruit to take home for the wife. 1 or 2 strawberries there. I hope she enjoys them. They're really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed a walk around the plot with us tonight. Everything's looking great. We're really pleased the way it's going at the moment. What we need now is the weepy hoses turning on here. Unfortunately the rain doesn't get into here, so we have to water by hand, water manually. But that's not such a bad thing now since we've got the weepy hoses. We can just turn it on the tap and forget about them. Get the bed really soaking, and I'm well pleased because everything's thriving. Yes, well pleased. So I hope you've enjoyed this little walk around. I'll try and explain a lot more as the tomatoes grow. I know there's a lot of people interested in them and wanting to know what to do, how to grow, and what to spray with. Well, as I say, we don't spray with anything. At the most, soapy water. We're trying to keep them as clean as we can. Nice deep beds, plenty of manure, plenty of water, and you can expect some bumper crops. Just looking forward to these beauties getting red, these money makers. They're coming on really fine. The American tomatoes in the middle I'm a bit puzzled by. As I say, I like to try a different crop every year. I'm not too sure about them. And these are the mortgage lifter. They're a big tomato coming on, big beefsteak tomato. But they look a bit pale and straggly to me at the beginning. They're picking up now as they get up to the top there. They're starting to thicken up a bit, but no, I like the good old British tomatoes, Moneymaker, or Ailsa Craig, or Gardener's Delight. So I'll be going back to them again next year. But for the time being, thanks for watching. If you like it, well, like and subscribe. I'll be well chuffed, and hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.